Good morning, my friends, and happy Saturday. We had a nice lazy morning. Well, I got up to do the chickens early because, oh my gosh, they were so noisy. During the week, we generally open up their coop around like 6:10. On the weekends, it's generally a little bit later, like 7. And this morning, it was like 7:15, and they were so loud, like, let us out of here. So I got up and do that, and I let Doug kind of chill and relax and sleep a little longer. And then I just grabbed my book and I read for an extra hour. So here it is, quite late. It is like 8:45. We are just getting coffee and tea and all that's been done, but we're just getting ready to work out. And this guy's getting ready to go to work because he's working
double.
He is working from 9:30
to 8.
To 8. So hopefully things will go smoothly and there will be no issues.
Don't even say it.
AFRs?
Don't even say it.
He's had 2 this year already. 2 AFRs. Do you know what an AFR is? When discussing a swim club? Accidental fecal release. Yeah, somebody poops in the pool. Hopefully a child. Sorry. And you've had 1 vomit too, right? Yeah.
Just 1 to deal with. There's been 2 or 3.
So hopefully it'll be a smooth day for him. Andrew is at the shore with his little friend group for the weekend. And Doug and I have not yet decided what we are going to do. So we will see. We have to go to church tonight at 5. Doug has to sing solo. I have to usher. Adam has to go tomorrow morning. So yeah, we'll see what today brings. I kind of wanted to hit a farmer's market, but it's getting a little bit late. So I don't know. Whatever it is we do, we'll bring you along. Okay, workout done. Breakfast time. I have a cheese and tomato omelet. It is 0 for my 2 eggs because I have those as my personal points set to 0. I have a 1/2 ounce of raw milk cheddar cheese that is 3 points. Tomatoes are 0. There's not enough in there. There's only about a 1/2 cup in there, so not enough to gain a point back. So my omelet is 3 points. I have to double check the bacon. I'll put it on the screen. I need to scan the package. It's ButcherBox bacon, so it's high in points. 3 slices is 210 calories. I'm not sure of the points. It's probably like 5 or 6. I think it's 6. And then my English muffin is 3 points. So I will try to remember to put the calories and the points on the screen. But man, this looks delicious and I'm hungry. And of course, a cup of tea. This is Black Tie Affair, which has pretty much become my Saturday blend. So we are done breakfast and we're sitting here deciding what to do. Doug wants to mow the lawn. Hasn't been done in 3 weeks because we have had no rain and hot weather and it's crunchy. But now it's starting to get a little patchy and we did clean up last night, like a really good cleanup where the meat birds were housed. Actually doesn't look too bad. So throw some seed on there and see what happens. Because it'll be several months before we have any back there. But we've been sitting here talking about maybe hitting a farmer's market that we haven't been to in like a bajillion years. It's more like it's like a flea market, farmer's market. It's like a pretty big place for those of you who live in the area. It's Berlin Farmer's Market. But I don't know, Doug hasn't made any effort to move off the kitchen table.
I'm just being lazy today.
What do you want to do? Do you want to go or do you want to just
we can go.
Stay home? I mean, believe me, there's enough I can do around here.
The grass is still wet, so I can't mow.
Yeah, the grass is still wet. He can't mow. I do need to can. I have 4 half gallons, right? Half gallons of bone broth in the fridge. that I've been making this week that need to be canned. So I can definitely do that. The one batch came out really cloudy, and I'm not sure why. I don't know. I'm a little suspect. The other batch looks fine. This is the first time ever I've made it with chicken feet. I still have another 3.5, 4 pounds, maybe more, of chicken feet. And I use 1.5 pounds per pot of bone broth, which gives me about 1.5 gallons, I guess. It gives me somewhere around there. So, but they're in the freezer, so I can do it at my leisure. And I just do it in the Instant Pot, so it's really not hard. But now I do have to get it canned up, so I'll work on that. I might have to get more quart jars. We'll see. So anyway, as soon as we decide what we're going to do, I'll let you know. So after some indecision and some hemming and hawing, and I don't know, what do you want to do? Neither one of us decided that we wanted to stay at home and do some housework or yard work or chore work. So we decided to head out to the Berlin Farmers Market. It's kind of like a flea market type place. It's later than we normally would like to be going, but we're not going to be there too long because Doug has to come home and practice his singing for Mass tonight, and I didn't even start my canning yet, so I'll do that tonight probably when we get home from church because we don't have any plans tonight. Adam texted and he forgot to bring his book, so we are taking his book. He is reading The Passenger by Ulrich Alexander Boschwitz. It is something, it takes place right before the Nazis took over Germany, I believe, so we're dropping that off to him at work, and then we are heading out. I'll definitely show you around. I don't know, I have to hit the ATM. Well, if you live here in the Jersey, Philly area, I have to tap Mac, because that's what we say. We tap Mac. We do not take money out of the ATM, we tap Mac. Do you know why we tap Mac? Does anybody know? If you don't, let me know below. Oh, Dominic has stuff out. Oh, no, we don't need any of it. There's a local farmer in town, and he puts a little stand out, and he has the most amazing cantaloupe, and he sells them for $1. And I just noticed he had his little card out, but he only has tomatoes and peppers, and Lord knows we have tomatoes. Oh my goodness, do we have tomatoes. Actually, we probably could have bought some peppers from him because our peppers did not do well this year. But anyway, speaking of tomatoes, Sparkly Susan Radner, posted a recipe on the Weight Watcher Lifetimers Facebook board to use up some cherry tomatoes, and it looked really, really good. And you have to put them in the oven overnight with the oven turned off. I might make them tonight, and I'm thinking maybe they'd make a really nice base for a pizza. So I'll see. But anyway, I am dropping this off to Adam, and then we're on our way, and I'll show you when we get there. I know I'm gonna forget to put it on the screen, so I figure I'm just gonna tell you now why I'm thinking about it. So my breakfast was super duper high in points, and I knew that going in, and it's probably like, I'm probably not gonna eat anything until dinner tonight, so I was fine with that. I didn't realize how high in points it was going to be, and it was even high in calories for me. I generally keep my breakfast and my lunch around 400 calories and then do 600 calories for dinner-ish, somewhere around there. My breakfast was, are you ready for this? Hold on to your pearls. 15 points. The bacon alone was 9 points. Yes, I know it's high in point. I know that bacon is high in point. It is what it is. And then the English muffin was 3 points, and the omelet was 3 points because of the cheese. So my breakfast was 15 points, and it was 600 calories. Not worried about it. I think dinner tonight is probably going to be around 400 calories, which is going to leave me way under calories still if I don't eat anything else. But it'll leave me way over points, which it has been. I'm anxious for Tuesday to get here. I really want to get on that scale and just see if these first 2 weeks were a fluke or if this is, you know, really working. And you know, I'm not going to get into it because I am making a separate video next week, but you know I loved Weight Watchers. I lost 65 pounds in 8 months on Weight Watchers. I maintained for all these years until personal points hit. That's when I started creeping up a little bit, and that's fine. Weight changes, still at goal. But when it won't come back off again that's what got me thinking. Up two, down two, up two, down two. There was no consistency. Do I still love Weight Watchers? I do. Do I love personal points? I do not. And I know that every 2 years, WW changes. Now this November, they'll probably give a little tweak because that's what they do. They will probably tweak. And next year, they will probably change the plan again. I don't really feel like I'm alone in this. There are not a lot of happy people with personal points. So, I don't know. I mean, there's reasons that I don't like it. We'll talk about those next week in my video when I compare the calories and the points. So, we shall see. But anyway, just thought I'd tell you that because I know I'm going to forget to put it on the screen. 15 points for breakfast and 602 calories, I think it was. Okay, we are here and I'm just looking at the indoor map. There are a ton of places to look. We don't have a ton of time, so we're going to have to fly through pretty quickly. So I just completely scored. We went into this store where they had like boxes. If you've ever seen Kim and a girl on her phone that goes to that store where 1 week it's a price, then the next week it's lower, next week it's lower, whatever. It was kind of like that, but this stuff was all just thrown in bins and you just had to kind of go through it. Like it wasn't in boxes or anything. Like hers was a little more upscale. Anyway, so I went in. I have no patience to go through those boxes. But I did happen to find a brand new in the pack. Well, everything's brand new in the package. A Banneton basket for making sourdough bread. They go for like 20, 25 bucks on Amazon. Got it for $1. And I got these really cool, I'll show it to you when I get home. I'm not gonna try to explain it. So anyway, score. Holy Hannah, this place is bigger than I even imagined. We're not even gonna be able to walk around the entire thing. It is huge. And when I say huge, I mean huge. We found a shirt that I think Adam's gonna like, so we might pick it up for him. Adam likes crazy shirts. Okay, we are home from our little adventure and we were quite hungry. Doug had a bunch of Royal Farms points. So we stopped and we picked up the 2 chicken finger meal. And we're each having 1 chicken finger. This is 200 calories for this and 5 points. I'm also having some sauerkraut and tomato. This whole plate is 240 points. Doug's having the same thing, but he's also having a potato wedge. So that is our lunch. Okay, done lunch. I am not saving this haul for Friday's video. I'll just show you what we bought at the produce market. We got some frying peppers because honestly, ours did not do well this year. I think we got 3 off of the plant and we miss having peppers for our sandwiches. So bought some frying peppers, some mushrooms, some rainbow radishes, celery, potatoes, a pineapple, watermelon, of course, a little thing of spring mix, some sugar snap peas, and a cantaloupe. So that is what we got at the produce market. Now I'll show you what we bought at the flea market. Okay, a little bit awkward setup here, but we got Adam this shirt. Adam loves funky shirts, and we saw this and thought it looked like him. So we took a picture and sent it to him. He's like, oh, yes, please. So we got him that. Then there's like a little grocery outlet there, and we found these organic Triscuits. They're a little out of date. That's why it's a grocery outlet. We know they're going to be fine, so we picked those up. 4 boxes, organic Triscuits was $3. There's 4 boxes in there. And then at that little store that I said is kind of like the one Kim goes to, well, everything was $1 this week. I found a brand new, well, everything's brand new, in the package Benetton basket. And it has like the scraper and the stencils too. This is for making sourdough. So I was so excited to find that for $1. Then I found this also for $1. It is a cork bulletin board that's a world map. See, it's little. But I thought that maybe somewhere in Andrew's classroom we could put that up. I don't know, we'll have to see. But for $1, I wasn't leaving it there. And then at a little flea market type store, I found these 2 books for Kim. So hopefully these are the ones she said. We kept breaking up on the phone. The connection was bad, but I picked those up for Kim. Then at the hat store, let me turn you around and tell you the story, and then I'll show you the hats. So my sister and brother-in-law are attending an event in Philadelphia. You may have heard of it. I think they have it all over in big cities. It's called Dinner in Le Blanc. And basically, I mean, it's ridiculously expensive. And you have to take everything. It's ridiculous just for the tickets. And all the tickets does is allow you to go. You have to take a table that is specific size. You have to take chairs. Everything has to be white. You have to take all your linens. They all have to be white. You have to take all your dishes. They all have to be white, and they have to be china or porcelain or ceramic. Your drinking glasses can be clear glass. No plastic or anything like that. I mean, the rules are like crazy. And the other thing, you have to dress head to toe in all white. And you have to dress, you know, fancy. So they have a couple outfits they're my sister-in-law is trying to decide between a couple outfits. My brother-in-law has his outfit. And she was saying about, I think I want to wear like a fascinator. Like women wear like fascinators. And Sean was thinking about, we have this thing in our family, we call it a jaunty hat. But that's just what we call men's hats, jaunty hats. It goes back years, just a family joke. But anyway, so we're walking through, and there's a hat store. And what do they have but fascinators and jaunty hats in white? So of course I FaceTime my sister, and next thing I know, I'm walking out of there with a fascinator and a jaunty hat. So let me show you. Oh, somehow the price tag got right on the feather. It wasn't there. I'll have to get that off. So here is my sister's fascinator. It's got a little clip. You can just clip it right onto your hair. So that is her fascinator. Ow, and now it's stuck in my hair. And then here is Sean's jaunty hat. Like a cat, it's like a news cap type hat. There's stuff in it, I can't get it on my head, but. So yeah, so she is absolutely thrilled. The guy in the store was cracking up because we were FaceTiming and I'm trying things on and Doug's trying things on. So he was cracking up, but that is all we bought while we were out today. So that was exciting. And then you saw we came home and ate lunch, and now we need to get ready for church because it is almost time to leave. I just have to get changed because I just have on a sundress and I don't wear something like this to church. So a little too short for church. So I got to figure out what I'm wearing to church, and we're going to get the heck out of here. So I will, a couple of you asked me if I could record Doug singing. I will try to do that tonight. So see what that brings, but I'm going to get all this stuff cleaned up, and I might want to get this watermelon cut up, but I don't know. Went out and collected eggs. one of the new babies laid again, so that's always fun. Their eggs are so cute until like they figure it out, until they get a little bit bigger, I guess. They're just like little tiny fairy eggs. We don't know if it's 1 or 2 of the new ones that's laying. The eggs have been really different colors, but we've only gotten 1 little tiny egg a day. So we're getting like 8 eggs, 1 tiny one and then 7 from the OGs. So we think it's only 1 laying. I don't know. It's too hard to tell with this many chickens, but I'll turn you around and show you the cute eggs. There's our eggs from today. We know that this is Mabel, and this is Dolores, and this is Mrs. Hughes, and this is Padme, and this is Sansa, Wanda, and Lara. I know whose eggs are whose, and we just don't know who this one belongs to, but you can see like there's 2 of them, and they're very different colors, so we don't know if they're, and then there's that one that's got a funky bloom on it. Totally funky bloom. So who knows? It's a mystery for sure. So we are home from church and cleaning out the brooder, and this is the first time that we've got the little babies out in the grass. First they weren't sure what to do, but now they are loving it. We do not have Jackie out here. We're just a little concerned about that. But we truly think that she's actually doing a little bit better. She's definitely growing. We can see the growth, and she's walking a whole lot more on her leg, and I don't know, maybe it's just wishful thinking, but I do think she's doing better. My biggest fear though is that she has been separated from these guys for a week, and I'm just hoping that they take her back, because you know what happened with Laura. Well, friends, this is going to be the most boring weekend vlog ever. Why?
Because we didn't do anything.
Because we're lazy. We're having a lazy weekend, and you know what? We need it.
Yeah.
Doug has his shirt on backwards.
Oops. I just threw it all this morning. I didn't even notice.
Doug let me sleep in a little bit, and he got up and did the chickens this morning. So I just noticed, I'm like, where did you get Sorry. Oh, what a weekend. But yeah, we were just having a lazy weekend, and it's okay. We need it, you know? Like yesterday we should have been doing stuff, and we didn't.
We did stuff.
We did stuff. We did fun stuff.
And I worked last
Hey,
night.
look, Doug changed his shirt.
Hey, how about that?
And actually, you know, we cleaned out the brooders last night. We let the new babies, and we did end up letting
And I mowed the lawn.
I know. Well, I wanted to help you, and you wouldn't let me.
You just got all dirty.
I sliced meat.
Yeah, there we go.
I totally forgot to pick up the camera last night. Like, that is what a relaxing weekend we have had. After we finished the brooders, and we did let little Jackie come out and run around the grass, I really think she's doing better. Will she ever be 100%? I don't know, but I hope so, because I cannot have another chicken that needs super duper care.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh, so after we got finished with the brooders, Doug mowed the lawn, and I just helped move stuff around the backyard. And I just noticed that the sand and water table is still sitting in the middle of the backyard.
Yeah.
We really didn't eat like a dinner last night. We did pick a little bit on some cheese and crackers while he was doing the yard. I got the slicer out. Did I tell you that we borrowed a slicer from Doug's brother? Doug's brother has everything. Everything. He had 2 slicers, electric meat slicers. So we borrowed that to slice down those turkey breasts that we bought. Worked pretty well. I mean, I don't mind slicing it with a knife, and I think I do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
But, oh my gosh, this was so quick and easy. So we just did one of them, and I vacuum sealed them into 1-pound packages. I also did a little bit of cheese, too. I was having fun playing with the slicer. We bought slicing gloves just to make sure that we, you know...
Keep our fingers.
It's a very safe machine, like... I mean, there's guards everywhere, but just to be on the safe side, we did buy a pair of slicing gloves off of Amazon. And that's all we did last night. And I read. I finished my first book. I'm reading... Hold that for me. You know I love my cozy mysteries, especially if they involve cooking. So I'm reading the A Chef to Go series by Denise Swanson. They're quick, easy reads. I think she only has 2 out. This is the second one. I started it last night. But yeah, seriously, just having a lazy weekend. As soon as we finish, and we're outside this morning because it is not 100 degrees yet. It's probably only about 85. The humidity,
82.
82. The humidity's not 100. It's probably only about 90. So we are sitting out enjoying some sunshine, getting a bunch of vitamin D to energize us. I'm going to do some canning. I don't know what Doug's going to do. I don't know. I'm just going to kind of wing it. Andrew will be home from the shore, but then I think he's going up to North Jersey. Adam's off today. He's getting ready for church. That's about it. So whatever it is we do, we'll bring you along. Not going to be much because next week is going to be crazy busy. We're going to the shore tomorrow. We are moving Andrew into South House this week. Andrew and I are going to his classroom on Tuesday, I think, to start decorating it. We've got a lot going on, so we decided to just totally chill this weekend. So we'll see. Okay, we are sitting down to brunch. I have 2 scrambled eggs, 0 points for me. I have potatoes, 0 points for me. It is 1 cup of potatoes, and then I have a half a cup of cream chip beef that is between 6 and 7 points. I'm going to go with 7. So there is my brunch today. I cannot wait to dig in. So next up on the agenda is canning up some tomatoes. I still have to do the chicken broth, but I want to get these tomatoes started. I think I'm going to have Doug start on the tomatoes, and I'm going to start on the chicken broth. I need to get this out of the way so I can put my canner here for the chicken broth. These are done water bathed. The chicken broth is done pressure canned. So I'm going to have 2 canners going, but I'm going to take these 25 pounds of tomatoes and turn them into tomato sauce. Okay, change of plans. Not making tomato sauce. I got to thinking about it, and honestly, I'd rather make more tomato soup. Tomato soup I can grab off the shelf and it is ready to eat. Tomato sauce I have to do something with. And honestly, it's so cheap to buy good, organic, plain old tomato sauce at Costco that I think doing tomato soup is definitely a better use of my resources. And Adam also asked me to make more so he could take some cans back to college with him. So, I'm going to show you how to do it. Abbreviated version. We're not going step by step, but I'm going to show you how to do it. You start by having 14 pounds, and this is a tested recipe from the Ball cookbook. I've told you before, I only use true tested recipes from trusted sources because canning is a science. Cooking is an art, canning is a science, and I am not risking making anyone ill or sick or dead. So, Doug always has that look on his face.
That went dark really quick.
That went dark really quick. First thing you do is you get your 14 to 15 pounds of tomatoes and you wash them under cold running water and let them drain. So I already did that part. I already started coring and cutting, so I'm just going to show you quickly how we do that. Okay, so I use this little tomato slash strawberry huller core thing that I got from Pampered Chef, just because I think it's easy. That's all you do. You can easily use a knife, but that's easy. And then you cut off the blossom end of your tomato. I just take a little sliver right off. And then you cut them in quarters. I generally go, like, there's a quarter, but I generally go a little bit smaller. And that is the way you prepare all 14 to 15 pounds of tomatoes. It's not super quick, but it's not super long either. Especially if you're doing something else in the meantime. Like I am catching up on some YouTube videos. I am watching Jessica over at Three Rivers Homestead. She is salt curing egg yolks. It's pretty interesting. And I am part of her challenge this month, which is the Every Little Bit Counts challenge. You may have seen my posts on Instagram. It's basically taking your garden bounty, your farmer's market bounty, your produce hauls, or whatever it is you have, and every day just preserving a little bit of it for use at a later date. So I've done tomatoes, I've done green beans, and it doesn't matter. You don't have to spend a whole day in the kitchen canning. Like the other day, my preserving was green beans. I only had 2 pounds that we picked out of the garden, so I just froze those. I prepped them and I froze them in food saver bags. I didn't even bother canning them. So I do have a bunch of cans on the shelf. So her premise is just every little bit. Don't let anything go to waste and just do every little bit. I think tomorrow I'm probably going to just go easy and just dry some basil. We have a lot of basil coming in the garden and we use a lot of basil. So I think I may just take some of that tomorrow and dry it because it is a beach day for us tomorrow. So we will see. But I'm going to go work my way through the rest of these tomatoes and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, I missed recording a step because my sister called to tell me about her encounter with a bear last night at their mountain house. Yeah. So the medium onion, I sauteed in 2 tablespoons of olive oil along with 2 cloves of garlic until it was transparent. Then I added all the tomatoes that we prepped. I added 1/4 cup of tomato paste, 1 red bell pepper coarsely chopped, and 1 tablespoon of sugar. And now I'm just gonna mix it all up and I'm gonna let it cook down for about 30 minutes or so. Before I let it cook down, I am going to bring it to a boil. Forgot to tell you that. Bring it to a boil, then turn it down to 180 degrees, which is a simmer. Let it simmer for 30 minutes or so.
Okay, while the tomatoes are processing, Joni is...
Tomatoes are cooking.
The tomatoes are cooking, excuse me. Joni is canning up the chicken broth from the feet that she... What are you going to call that? She processed the other day, or no, she cooked, I don't know.
I made bone broth
the
other day from the chicken feet that we saved from the chicken processing. We really try hard not to waste any part of the animal that so generously gave its life for us. So I made a bunch of chicken broth, or bone broth from the feet, and boy, did it make gorgeous bone broth.
Really nice.
So gelatinous and just beautiful. So we are gonna can it up today, and I just had to get this. You don't have to follow me. It's okay. You're a good cameraman. So we're canning it up today, and I have about 3 pounds more of feet. So I will be making definitely more this coming week. So I'm gonna get all this in the canner. And maybe by the time this is done, the tomatoes have about 12 more minutes, so it'll just be a process. And once again, we are having a lazy day. If you notice, I haven't even showered, and I don't even care. I don't even care, because we're having a lazy day canning and watching the Phillies game and just being. I know this does not make for an exciting video, but it's real life, and sometimes real life is being lazy.
It's a Sunday, we're supposed to relax.
Yes, and to me, this is relaxing. I don't know if it's relaxing to Doug or not, but he's been a huge help.
Of course.
Okay, moving on to the next step. The tomatoes cooked for about 40 minutes. And now I'm doing this the modern way. You can use any kind of food mill, food strainer that you have, like a Foley food mill or something, but I'm blessed enough to have the attachment for my KitchenAid. So we just pour in the tomatoes. It goes down into the food strainer. Then this part strains the skin and any other stuff out of it, the seeds that we don't need. The good stuff comes out here and lands in the bowl. And the bad stuff comes out this end and lands in the bowl. This will not be wasted. This will be fed to the chickens. Zero waste. I know you're tired of hearing me say that, but it's how we try to live. It's not always perfect. So we're gonna get the rest of this out of here into a stock pot. We're gonna season it with salt and pepper and let it cook for 15 minutes. Okay, here we have our wonderful looking soup. I added a tablespoon of salt and a teaspoon of pepper. And now we are just going to bring this back to a simmer and let it simmer for 15 minutes while our canner gets ready and our jars get warm. And then we are going to can this up. Look who's home from his weekend at the shore. Did you have a good time?
I did.
There is funny video that I will not share of Andrew in a kayak. Of Andrew trying to get into the kayak. How many times did you tip out of the kayak, Andrew?
More than I like to admit.
But you persevered, right?
I gave up.
Oh, I thought you got in.
No, I got in, and then we got closer to the free shore beach, and I kind of just gave up. I kind of just brought it in. I'm like, I'm done. I want to go. I want to go back to the pool. I'm done.
And what else happened to you in the bay?
Got stung by a jellyfish.
Got stung by a jellyfish. Not cool. But
No, the bay water was very, very warm.
so did you have a good time?
I did.
You and your friends, what else did you just do? Campfire on the beach?
Campfire, lots of cornhole.
On the beach?
No, we did not. I'm not spreading my boards on the beach. I don't want my
Yeah,
sandbags to get full of sand.
Good idea.
So we played on the deck. What else did we do? I think that was it.
Nice. Nice. Good food?
Good food.
How'd you do eating wise?
Very well, actually. When it came to snacks and drinks, it was kind of all over the place.
Not expecting much for this weigh-in?
I'm not expecting much for this weigh-in, but I'm still of my pant size, the normal pant size, so I count that as a win.
Nothing's feeling tight?
No.
Just back on the wagon, right?
Yep, back
Yep.
on the wagon.
Sounds good.
This shirt's still loose, so we know we're doing good.
So now he is taking off in about
An hour and a half.
an hour and a half to head up to North Jersey to meet up with his friend Alyssa to go to the 4-H fair in her county.
Mm-hmm.
And then come home late tonight, so you know this mama will not sleep until he is safely home. And then tomorrow we are heading to
Seattle.
Seattle. Okay, so our tomato soup is done. It's next 15 minutes of simmering. So now we're gonna get it in the jars. I'm using quart jars. And to the quart jar, I am adding a half a teaspoon of citric acid. You need, even though tomatoes are acidic, you need to add some acid because unlike the past, tomatoes today are not as acidic as they used to be because of different varieties and heirlooms and just changing things up. A lot of places make them less acidic, a lot of seed companies and stuff, because this acid bothers people. So to be on the safe side with your canning and to make sure you have enough acid for preservation, you need to add some. If you don't want to add the citric acid, you can add 2.5 tablespoons of lemon juice. I prefer to add just a half a teaspoon of citric acid to it. And then we are just going to fill them to 1-inch headspace. We're going to debubble. And then if we need to adjust the headspace, we'll do that after it's debubbled. Clean our rims with a clean wet cloth. Lid. Ring to fingertip tight. And then right back into the canner. Hovered over the simmering water, and then just go right on to the next jar. I leave the jars in the canner while I'm filling a jar to make sure everything stays nice and hot and warm. Then, once they're all filled, we bring it to a rolling boil and we let it process at a rolling boil for, I think it's 40 minutes. I have to check my recipe. That's all there is to making tomato soup. Told you we were all having a lazy day. Even Adam is having a lazy day today. He is off, enjoying the sunshine outside, reading his book. All of us have our faces buried in books this weekend. So there is our beautiful tomato soup out of the canner, all the jars sealed. So it will be nice to have this on the shelf and enjoy it over the winter. Now, if you wanted to make this soup and not can it, you could absolutely 100% freeze it. It will be, fine like that too. So there it is, my tomato soup. And there is my chicken bone broth. And I am in the middle of making some peach cobbler for dessert tonight. Can't wait for that. Okay, it is time for dinner. So tonight's dinner is garden bake. It is one of the, what are they, artichoke and mozzarella sausages that we bought at Costco. Some caprese salad and corn on the cob. For me, the corn is 0 on my personal points. The garden bake is 4, the sausage is 5, and this is 2, the caprese salad. So 11-point dinner for me tonight. Well, friends, dinner is over. The canning is done. The only thing left is to have a little bit of dessert, and we are not going to do that anytime soon because we're really full from dinner. It was delicious. So if we do have dessert, it's going to be later. I will link the peach cobbler recipe back when I talked about it up in the iCards, and I'll also link it at the end of this video in case you would like to see that. You just click on the little link and it'll take you to it. Or put it in your queue or something. I'm not quite sure what it does. I'm a bad YouTuber. So that will be that. I want to get this video up and just be done for the night. I am taking tomorrow off. I know on Mondays I usually vlog full day of eating, especially when we go to the beach, which we are. All 4 of us are going. But I just decided to take the day off, enjoy the boys, and not pick up the camera because we don't get to do a lot of stuff, the 4 of us, because of the boys' crazy schedules. So I am just going to enjoy every minute of the day. So that's my plan anyway. We'll see. It's been a little rough for Andrew tonight. First, he forgot to put the Easy Pass in the car. So he's like, what's going to happen? And Doug said, nothing's going to happen. They have the car registered. It'll be fine. They'll send me a bill. And then he just called. He locked the key in the car. We only have 1 key. It only came with 1 key. And he's an hour and 30 minutes away. So we told him to call AAA. Not sure if they bust into cars. Haven't heard back from him. If they don't do it, we're going to tell him to call the local police. Maybe they will do it. If not, I'm not sure if we're going to be driving to North Jersey. Not that I know what we can do because we don't have another key. Yeah. I have a feeling we're going to be buying another key. I know an extra key for the Nissan is like $400. I'm guessing it's probably the same for the Mazda, hun?
Probably.
Yeah. So I'm sure we'll be putting out $800 for 2 keys. Crazy. Anyway, that's it. I'm done. Thank you so much. I know this was a boring weekend, but if you made it this far, thank you. I will see you all on Tuesday for a Tuesday tag and on Wednesday for a weigh-in. Have a great, great few days and can't wait to talk to you again, my friends.